What happens to one student happens to all of us.
Absolutely. If the cost of higher education continues to rise in this country, we're all going to be in a lot of trouble.
Have about $68,000 in debt. Any sort of tuition increases or further cuts, I can't afford them.
Governor Cuomo blocked the millionaire's tax 2 days ago, which would have covered the budget shortfall and made all the cuts to education and public services not happen.
It's a class war against the working class.
And turning now to the New York State budget, Governor Cuomo is dropping the axe on thousands of jobs. The plan also includes painful cuts to education.
Fee increases are also on the table.
The lawmakers say the cuts will just wind up hurting young people.
I would say that it does represent a much larger problem in society because we're not valuing education in the way we should. Education is a long-term investment for us individually who want to better our lives and want a chance for upward mobility and economic security, but also for a society as a whole. Because a democratic society can't function without a well-educated population.
Students who are the most vulnerable New Yorkers, college students who can't afford to go to private institutions, and if they extended the millionaire's tax, those people could afford it, and they don't have and won't have the kind of devastating impacts that these massive cuts are going to have. There's about 400,000 students in the SUNY system, and all of them will be impacted by these cuts.
It's the SUNY rational tuition plan that's been mentioned by Nancy Zimfer, which would raise tuition like 25% over the next 5 years. That would effectively price me out of attending SUNY Albany. And I don't think it's fair, and I don't think there's anything rational about it.
Their agenda is an agenda for the top wealthiest 1 or 2%. Unfortunately, the working class, their interests have sort of been co-opted. They sort of follow that agenda that, you know, don't tax success. This really weird idea that we're somehow taxing success and that it's their money. And in that idea, when people have that idea, they're essentially voting against their interests.
There's no two ways about it. If you're rich, you get a tax cut. If you're poor, you get a budget cut. That's how it's going. $5 billion returned to the top 2% of New Yorkers, where massive funding cuts for the bottom 98%. It's completely economic discrimination. It's wrong. The governor should be ashamed of himself.
Going back to the 70s when CUNY was free and SUNY was almost free. So there's no reason that can't happen today, regardless of economic crisis, which isn't a crisis of being a budget deficit so much as it as a crisis of revenue raising. So when you begin to look at these issues, you know, it makes a lot of sense what we should be doing, and it's all the more frustrated about what we're not doing. But as we get the word out, hopefully others will join the cause and just get involved, because if you're not going to get involved, not only is that going to affect you now, not only are you going to be frustrated when you don't have money to pay for school and you're waiting on long lines, but this is also a matter of our legacy as students.